pages 158 to 161. George wants to go to college to study writing or journalism, but knows his dad, Arthur is his name, it turns out, will laugh at him. Marty says he should tell him anyway. George says,
I will. This is important to my future, so I'll do it.
Then Marty says George should go do it now because Arthur is right the waxing the car. George says no, and Marty refuses to move from where he's standing until he does, so George goes. As George is talking to his dad, Marty wanders around the house, out of sight but still listening in. Arthur tells George he shouldn't try because what if he failed at it, and then he'd get sad, and then his marks at school would suffer. Some things just aren't meant to be. Meanwhile, during all this, Marty is rating what George says, and he gives him a C+ for his introduction. I am not making this up, sums him up as a
miserable counterpuncher,
and ends up fuming that his dad is so wimpy. The conversation ends, and at that very moment a thunderstorm comes out of nowhere and starts soaking everyone because that is what good writing looks like. So Marty trots back to Doc's house through the rain. It is specified as a fast trot if we are being precise, so yes, let us be precise, while also saying out loud,
good. I hope the rain spoils your wax job.
So's ing on Arthur. Marty gets back to Doc's garage soaked on the outside but seething on the inside, literally how the book describes him, and sees Doc watching the tape of his death, like in the movie. Doc asks Marty how it went and Marty says,
terrible. Marty sighed. He's just the same as when I knew him. A milquetoast.
And yeah, damn right, I'm going to call out old manitis here for milquetoast. While it may have been the sickest of burns in the 1930s, it's not exactly a thing the kids were calling each other after in the 80s. The word comes from the character of Caspar Milquetoast, who appeared in a comic called The Timid Soul. He is named after that staggering achievement in American cuisine, milk toast. Recipe: drop a piece of toast in a bowl of milk and go nuts. Anyway, that comic ended in 1953 and hasn't really been reprinted since the 1950s. I've encountered this word only a few times before in my life, never out loud, only written down in old books. Peter Parker, for example, is described as a milquetoast in his early comics from the 60s. Having Marty McFly, Ultimate 80s teen, use the word is just crazy. It's crazy, you guys. He's speaking like an old man, and no teen ever in time has ever said this is heavy. And he's a milquetoast in the same lifetime. Go ahead, if you're a teen, do it right now. Congratulations, you are the first teen to ever do that. You are the #1 teen. Plus, Gipe wrote he's a milquetoast with a capital M and not he's a milquetoast, lowercase m. So Marty using the word not as an adjective but as a proper name, making this a full-on reference to the character popular in the 1930s. Amazing. Moving on. Doc philosophizes, Gipe's word, that this is a familiar tale, this tale of a child not getting good advice from a parent, and, I guess so. I mean, I've probably heard it before, but dad tells awkward teen not to chase his dreams isn't really one of the great cultural myths of our time. But then it's awesome because we get a heartwarming early 80s sitcom moment.
In my own vast years of experience, Doc remarked, I've made it a principle never to take advice from anyone, particularly if that someone is older than I am. Hey, Doc, that's good advice, Marty smiled. Thank you. Now take my advice and don't take it, he laughed.
Freeze frame on the two characters laughing with each other as the studio audience joins in, display the producer credit, bring up the commercials, and we're out.